For over a century, John Deere has been a symbol of America's heartland. Its green and yellow machines have tilled the soil, harvested crops, and powered the nation's farms. But recently, the legendary brand has found itself at the center of a political storm. And now, John Deere has broken its silence, responding directly to none other than Donald Trump. What they said might just change everything. We love our farmers. They are the backbone of this country. And companies like John Deere need to stand up for them, not bow down to globalist interests. But what sparked this unexpected confrontation? Let's go back to where it all began. It started with a tweet. Earlier this year, Trump called out major corporations, including John Deere, accusing them of prioritizing profits over patriotism. Specifically, he claimed that Deere's increasing reliance on overseas manufacturing was hurting American farmers. Trump's words resonated with many of his supporters, especially those in rural America. But for John Deere, the accusations hit hard, and so did the backlash. The company, which employs tens of thousands in the U.S., has been diversifying its operations for decades. While some components are made overseas, Deere insists that its commitment to American farmers has never wavered. But as pressure mounted, silence was no longer an option. And then it happened. In a rare public statement, John Deere's leadership responded. The company issued a multi-page document outlining its stance on Trump's claims. The tone? Uncharacteristically blunt. We respect and appreciate the role of American farmers, as they are the foundation of our business. However, recent claims made about our practices are misleading and fail to capture the full picture. Deere's response wasn't just defensive, it was a counterattack. They accused Trump of oversimplifying complex supply chain issues and politicizing the struggles of farmers. Global challenges like climate change, economic volatility, and trade restrictions require nuanced solutions, not blanket accusations. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The John Deere versus Trump saga has exposed deep divisions in America's agricultural heartland. Farmers, politicians, and corporations are now being forced to reckon with tough questions. Who truly stands with America's farmers? And can John Deere recover from the shadow of this controversy? Only time will tell. This isn't just a story about tractors. It's about trust, loyalty, and the future of American farming. What do you think? Was John Deere right to respond the way they did? Or is Trump's critique hitting too close to home? What started as a clash between a political figure and a corporate giant didn't end with a statement or a tweet. The ripple effects of this confrontation are spreading far beyond the farms and fields. Across America, rural communities are grappling with the fallout. For some, the debate over John Deere has reignited long-standing frustrations about corporate influence and global trade policies. For others, it's a chance to defend a brand that has been a lifeline for generations. I've been using Deere equipment for 40 years. I don't like the idea of parts being made overseas, but let me tell you this. These machines are reliable. Politics don't plow my fields, this tractor does. We need companies that are loyal to us, not just their bottom line. I love John Deere, but maybe it's time for them to prove they still care about us. Behind closed doors, sources say the pressure is mounting within Deere's leadership. Shareholders are asking tough questions. How does the company balance its global ambitions with its American roots? Can it survive this growing scrutiny? And it's not just the farmers who are speaking out. Politicians on both sides of the aisle are weighing in, adding fuel to the fire. American companies like John Deere owe it to their workers and their customers to be transparent about their practices. It's time for accountability. But there's another dimension to this story, one that goes far beyond the United States. John Deere isn't just an American icon. It's a global powerhouse. Its machines are sold in over 100 countries, and its supply chain stretches across continents. Critics argue that Trump's attack on Deere is short-sighted, failing to consider the complexities of a globalized world. But for others, it's precisely this globalization that's the problem. John Deere operates in a highly competitive market. To remain profitable, it has to source parts and materials from around the world. But the question is, at what cost to its reputation in the U.S.? As the drama unfolds, the stakes are higher than ever. For John Deere, this isn't just about one statement or one former president. It's about its legacy, its future, and its place in the hearts of millions of Americans. Meanwhile, the internet is ablaze with theories and debates. Anonymous insiders claim there's more to this story than meets the eye. Is John Deere planning a major shift in its operations? Are political forces pressuring the company behind the scenes? Could this feud be a sign of deeper cracks in the foundation of America's agricultural industry? Or is it simply another chapter in the culture wars dividing the nation? As the story continues to evolve, one question looms large. What's next for John Deere? Will they double down on their response or seek common ground with their critics? And what about Trump? Will he escalate the feud or turn his focus elsewhere? As the feud between John Deere and Trump captures national attention, there's growing speculation about the hidden forces at play. Lobbyists, trade organizations, and even rival companies are reportedly maneuvering behind the scenes, using the controversy to their advantage. According to leaked reports, some in Washington are using the John Deere controversy to push for sweeping changes in trade policy. Others see it as an opportunity to score political points ahead of the next election cycle. This isn't just about John Deere or Donald Trump. This is a proxy war over the future of American manufacturing and trade. Everyone has something to gain or lose. But while the political elites and corporate giants strategize, America's farmers are the ones caught in the middle. And for them, the stakes are as real as the soil beneath their feet. We're out here every day, rain or shine, making sure this country has food. All we're asking is for companies like John Deere to remember where they came from. Yet, for every critic, there's a defender. For many, John Deere represents more than a brand, it's a legacy. I understand the frustration, but let's not forget everything John Deere has done for us. We need to support them, not tear them down. As the controversy grows, another dimension emerges: the role of technology. John Deere has been a leader in agricultural innovation, from GPS-graded tractors to advanced crop management software. But with innovation comes new challenges. Critics argue that John Deere's focus on cutting-edge technology is leaving small farmers behind. Expensive equipment and proprietary software have sparked a movement for right to repair, with some farmers feeling locked out of maintaining their own machinery. It's like this: I bought the tractor, but I can't fix it without jumping through hoops. And that's not right. This issue has turned into another battleground, with state governments and tech companies now entering the fray. In a surprising turn, John Deere announced today that they are re-evaluating the repair policies, promising greater transparency and access for farmers. Critics say this move is a direct response to mounting public pressure. But is it enough? Or is it too little, too late? At its core, the John Deere vs. Trump controversy has exposed the growing divide in America: rural versus urban, global versus local, old values versus new realities. And as this story unfolds, it's clear that it's about more than just a single company or a single president. It's about what kind of country we want to be. One that clings to its roots, or one that embraces change at any cost? One that fights for its workers, or one that adapts to a globalized world? The fields of America are quiet tonight, but the debate is far from over. The decisions made in boardrooms, on Capitol Hill, and in town halls will shape the future of farming for generations to come. And the name John Deere will forever be at the heart of that story. Just when it seemed like the story couldn't take another twist, a new revelation sent shockwaves through the industry. An anonymous whistleblower, reportedly a former high-ranking John Deere executive, came forward with claims that could change everything. John Deere has been under immense pressure from global investors to shift production overseas. What the public doesn't know is how close they were to announcing a major restructuring plan. Trump's comments forced them to delay, but for how long? The whistleblower alleged that internal debates within Deere's leadership have reached a boiling point. Some executives want to lean into global expansion, while others argue for doubling down on their American manufacturing roots. The feud with Trump, they claim, has only deepened the divide. If these claims are true, it means that the future of John Deere is more uncertain than anyone realized. In the wake of the whistleblower's revelations, calls for an investigation into John Deere's practices grew louder. Lawmakers from both parties demanded answers, while watchdog groups began digging into the company's records. We need to know, is John Deere putting profits over the people who built this country? Transparency is not optional, it's essential. Under oath, Deere executives defended the company's practices, insisting that their commitment to American farmers has never wavered. But not everyone was convinced. This is quickly becoming one of the most high-profile corporate investigations in years. The question is, what will it uncover? And, as expected, Donald Trump wasn't about to let the spotlight shift away from him. In a fiery rally speech, he doubled down on his criticism of John Deere, calling their response weak and accusing them of dodging the real issues. John Deere needs to decide, are they with us or are they with the globalists? The farmers of this country deserve better, and believe me, we're going to make sure they get it. Trump's remarks reignited the controversy, sparking another wave of debates online and in the media. Was he championing the cause of farmers or using the issue as a political weapon? As the drama played out on national television, farmers across America found themselves divided. Social media became a battleground, with hashtags like Deere Loyalty and Stand With Farmers trending for days. I've been a Deere guy my whole life, but this isn't just about tractors anymore, it's about who we can trust. Trump doesn't speak for me. John Deere has supported my family for generations, and I'm not about to turn my back on them now. In small towns and rural communities, the debate wasn't just political, it was personal. Friendships were tested, and family dinners became heated. After weeks of turmoil, the moment of truth arrived. John Deere announced a special press conference, promising to address the controversy head-on. Today, we reaffirm our commitment to the farmers of America. We hear your concerns, and we are making changes to ensure that John Deere remains a trusted partner for generations to come. The announcement included a pledge to increase domestic production, expand support for small farmers, and improve transparency in their business practices. But would it be enough to mend the rift? In the end, the John Deere versus Trump saga wasn't just about politics or profits. It was a wake-up call, a reminder of the power of the American farmer and the importance of trust in uncertain times. The story may not be over, but one thing is clear: the voices of those who work the land will always matter. While the drama between John Deere and Trump gripped the U.S., its ripples were felt across the globe. John Deere isn't just an American icon, it's a key player in international agriculture. In Brazil, where John Deere machinery dominates the soybean industry, reactions were mixed. Many saw the controversy as a uniquely American issue, but others worried that it might signal instability for one of their most trusted brands. We rely on John Deere for our harvests. If their focus shifts back to America, what happens to us? In India, where Deere has been investing heavily in low-cost, efficient tractors, political commentators speculated whether the brand might lose favor with American consumers. If so, could India emerge as a new production hub? And in Europe, environmental groups seized on the controversy, demanding that John Deere not only address its manufacturing practices, but also commit to more sustainable farming solutions. From the soy fields of South America to the farmlands of Europe, it was clear the world was watching. Meanwhile, back in the US, something unexpected was happening. A grassroots movement of independent farmers and mechanics began to emerge. They called themselves the Green Revolutionaries, and their mission was simple: to reclaim farming for the people. The group advocated for self-sufficiency and transparency, challenging corporate giants like John Deere to rethink their practices. Central to their fight was the Right to Repair movement, which demanded that farmers be given the tools and knowledge to fix their own equipment. We're not trying to hurt John Deere, we're trying to save farming. If we don't stand up now, who will? The movement quickly gained traction, attracting attention from tech activists and even celebrities. Crowdfunding campaigns raised millions to support independent farmers, and viral videos showcased ingenious hacks that allowed old Deere models to compete with newer, more expensive machines. Just as the dust seemed to settle, Donald Trump delivered another bombshell. In a televised interview, he announced plans to launch a new initiative aimed at supporting American farmers and challenging corporations like John Deere directly. We're going to create a farmer-first program, unlike anything this country has seen. It's time we put power back in the hands of the people who grow our food. No more excuses from corporations. Trump's announcement included promises of subsidies for independent tractor manufacturers, funding for agricultural research, and policies aimed at reducing reliance on imported machinery. Supporters hailed the initiative as a game-changer. Critics called it a political stunt. But one thing was certain: the pressure on John Deere had just intensified. With the stakes higher than ever, John Deere faced a critical decision. Would they double down on their global strategy or pivot back toward their American roots? Behind closed doors, sources say debates among Deere executives reached a fever pitch. Some pushed for aggressive expansion, arguing that global markets represented the future of farming. Others warned that failing to address the concerns of American farmers could permanently damage the brand's reputation. John Deere is at a crossroads. They have to choose between short-term profits and long-term loyalty. It's not an easy choice. After months of turmoil, John Deere made its most dramatic move yet. In a nationally televised broadcast, the company unveiled its new vision for the future of agriculture, a plan they called Growing Together. We've heard your voices, and we are taking action. From increasing domestic manufacturing to expanding access to repair tools, we are committed to putting farmers first. The initiative included major investments in rural communities, partnerships with independent farmers, and the launch of an affordable line of tractors designed specifically for small-scale operations. For some, it was a sign of hope. For others, it was too little too late. But one thing was clear: John Deere wasn't backing down. The fields of America are never truly still. They're a place of labor, a place of hope, and sometimes a place of conflict. The story of John Deere versus Trump isn't just about politics or business, it's about the soul of a nation. What comes next will depend on the choices we all make.